Welcome back to the Merle Advisor channel, where we explore new trends in monitoring, evaluation, accountability, and learning to drive social change worldwide. Today's topic is impact evaluation as an instrument of development policy. Impact evaluation is a crucial tool that allows policymakers to gauge the effectiveness of their policies, projects, and programs. By systematically analyzing the outcomes and impacts, policymakers can make informed decisions about resource allocation, program design, and future policy directions. This tool doesn't just exist for the policymakers. It also serves stakeholders by providing evidence-based insights into what works and what doesn't in development interventions. These insights can help identify best practices and lessons learned, allowing for the scaling up of successful interventions or the modification or discontinuation of ineffective ones. In short, impact evaluation ensures that development policy is evidence-based, rigorous, and efficient, contributing to the achievement of development goals and the improvement of people's lives. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into understanding the role and importance of impact evaluation in development policy. Let's begin by understanding the basics of impact evaluation. Impact evaluation is like the compass of development policy. It points out the direction we should take based on the terrain we've already traversed. It's a systematic method used to measure the effectiveness of a specific policy, project, or program. And when we say systematic, we mean it's not just a casual observation or a hasty conclusion drawn from surface-level data. It's a careful, methodical process that scrutinizes every detail, every outcome, and every impact. Think of it as a detective story. You're trying to find out what happened, why it happened, and if the suspect, in this case, the policy or program, is really to blame. You're collecting evidence, connecting the dots, and ultimately making a case for or against the policy in question. The purpose of impact evaluation is to provide clear and concrete evidence about the success or failure of a policy, project, or program. It's about answering key questions such as, did the policy achieve its intended outcomes? What was the magnitude of the impact? Were there any unintended consequences? And if so, what can we learn from them? But how exactly does one conduct an impact evaluation? Well, the methods can vary widely depending on the nature of the policy or program, the context, and the specific questions that need to be answered. However, the process usually involves defining the evaluation objectives, designing the evaluation approach, collecting and analyzing data, and then reporting the findings. It's like conducting a scientific experiment. You start with a hypothesis, the predicted impact of the policy or program. Then you collect data to test this hypothesis. You analyze the data to see if it supports your hypothesis or not. And finally, you report your findings, providing evidence-based conclusions about the impact of the policy or program. This systematic analysis is what makes impact evaluation a valuable tool for policymaking. It allows policymakers to make informed decisions, stakeholders to understand what works and what doesn't, and ultimately, it contributes to the achievement of development goals and the improvement of people's lives. Now, let's explore how impact evaluation informs decision-making in development policy. Picture this. You're a policymaker tasked with shaping the future of your region. You want to make informed decisions that will positively impact your community. But how do you know if your policies are effective? The answer lies in the power of impact evaluation. Impact evaluation plays a pivotal role in decision-making. It's like a compass, guiding policymakers towards effective resource allocation. Without it, it's like sailing a ship with no direction. You might end up pouring resources into programs that don't work, or worse, cause harm. But with impact evaluation, you can steer your ship towards programs that truly make a difference. This process doesn't just help in allocating resources efficiently, it also aids in shaping program design. By understanding the impact of different interventions, you can craft programs that address specific needs and challenges. It's like having a blueprint for success. You know what works, so you can design programs that will likely yield positive outcomes. Looking beyond the present, impact evaluation also informs future policy directions. It's like a crystal ball, providing a glimpse of what could be. By learning from the past and the present, you can predict the potential impact of future policies. This allows you to be strategic, proactive, and forward-thinking in your policy making. But what makes impact evaluation truly powerful is its evidence-based approach. It's not about guesswork or assumptions, it's about analyzing data. understanding causality, and deriving insights. This evidence-based approach provides clarity about the relationship between interventions and outcomes. It allows you to discern what works and what doesn't. It gives you the confidence to make decisions based on facts, not just beliefs. Through rigorous analysis, impact evaluation helps identify what works and what doesn't in development interventions. It's not just about making decisions, it's about making decisions that make a difference. And that, my friends, is the true power of impact evaluation. Let's now look at the role of impact evaluation in identifying best practices and lessons learned. Impact evaluation, in essence, is a storyteller. It narrates the tale of a development intervention, painting a picture of its successes and failures. But these stories aren't just for the archives, they fuel change, stimulating the evolution of development policy. Imagine a policy or a program as an experiment. We begin with a hypothesis, an intervention that we believe will bring about positive change. But how do we know if our hypothesis is correct? Enter impact evaluation. It's the detective on the scene, collecting evidence, piecing together clues, and finally revealing whether our intervention worked or not. Now let's say our detective has found that an intervention has been wildly successful. The impact evaluation doesn't just stop there, it helps us identify the elements that made this intervention successful. The best practices. These are the golden nuggets, the tried and tested methods that we can replicate and scale up to maximize impact. But what if the intervention was not effective? What if it didn't bring about the change we hoped for? Well, that's where the lessons learned come in. Impact evaluation helps us understand why an intervention didn't work. It sheds light on the flaws in our approach, the gaps in our understanding, the unforeseen obstacles that hindered progress, and these lessons are just as valuable. They guide us in modifying our approach and making our interventions more robust, more resilient, and ultimately, more successful. This iterative process, fueled by impact evaluation, is at the heart of development policy. It ensures that our policies are not based on assumptions or conjectures, but on solid, tangible evidence. It brings rigor to our decision-making, enabling us to allocate our resources more efficiently, to design our programs more effectively, and to steer our policy in the right direction. In this way, impact evaluation is instrumental in ensuring that development policy is evidence-based, rigorous, and efficient. As we come to the end of our discussion, let's summarize the importance of impact evaluation. It's a pivotal tool in the realm of development policy, enabling policymakers to gauge the efficacy and impact of their initiatives. With its systematic analysis of outcomes, it enlightens decision-makers, guiding them towards effective resource allocation, program design, and future policy directions. Moreover, it empowers stakeholders by illuminating what works and what doesn't in development interventions. It deciphers the causal relationship between interventions and outcomes, spotlighting best practices and lessons learned. This knowledge facilitates the expansion of successful interventions and the modification or discontinuation of those that fall short. In essence, impact evaluation ensures that development policy is evidence-based, rigorous, and efficient. It is instrumental in achieving development goals and enhancing the quality of life for people worldwide. Remember, through impact evaluation, we can drive social change and improve people's lives. Thanks for tuning in, and remember to subscribe, share, like, and comment for better engagement with great learning materials.